Hi, my name is Julianne, and today I'm going to be talking about my October wrap-up for 2018. If you're wondering why I'm all dressed up, it's because it's October 31st, so it's Halloween. Obviously I have to dress up. Also, I am dressed exactly like I am in my last video because I am filming on the same day, and I am not changing. So it has been a while since I've done a wrap-up video, so let's just jump into it. I don't know why I just turned into Philip DeFranco there for a second, but let's get to the video. The first book I read was Neverworld by Marisha Pessl. I will be putting out a book review, so I won't go into this that much. I just recommend going into it blind anyways, so it's better just not to know anything. It's amazing. On my scale, I would rate it a 4. It's really awesome. After that, I decided to finish reading The Charwoman Shadow by Lord Dunsay. I'd already read it once for my fantasy class, but I have this tendency to reread books like during school. Like I like to read them twice for the class. It worked pretty well in high school, but in college there is a lot less time, so I never finished rereading it for the second time and until this month. So I finally finished reading it. I don't know why I decided to even continue reading it for the second time because it's not the greatest, but I'm just gonna move on from that because I think this is kind of like a classic and I just don't like it that much, but whatever. On my rating scale, I don't know, like I would rate it a 1 to be honest. So the next thing I read was An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. Oh my god, his book is finally out and I finally read it, and I went to the Barnes & Noble book club thing that they had, which was an interesting experience. Oh my god, this book was so good. I really enjoyed it and I really want to do a review of it. I'm not going to even explain what it's about, just this is another one. Go into it blind, seriously. Oh my god. I highly enjoyed it. Oh my god. Like, I almost started crying on the first page just because I was like, Hank Green, like, this is it. This is his book. Like, it's finally out. So it made me really happy to read it, and just it's a very interesting book. Brings up a lot of questions. Very interesting to like explore it more, and I really liked it. Then after that, I decided to start a book that I have on my phone. You can buy books through iTunes, and so I had an iTunes gift card, so I was like, let me buy some books. One of the books that I got, unfortunately, was Hopeless by Colleen Hoover. I say unfortunately because I am on page 69 and it is still horrible since page 1. Like, oh my god, it's bad. I feel bad for saying that because I myself am an author, and I would, you know, I don't want people to talk bad about my books, but when a book is bad, you know it's bad. And it's, oh boy. There's gotta be a review because I have to talk about how horrible this book is. Like, oh my god. The reason why I started it because, you know, Christine from Pull&' Bananas, she recommended it. She said Colleen Hoover's a good writer, so that's why I decided to read it. It's not good. I'm sorry, Christine. Maybe it's just one Colleen Hoover book. Like, I can't just say Colleen Hoover is completely horrible because of one book. For all I know, this, because I have no idea, but Hopeless might be like her first book and that's why it's not as good. And then it gets better. But I feel like it's not. Like, I have this feeling that all of her books are gonna be like this and they're all gonna be bad. I'm waiting for it to get good, and it's just, when like 70 pages in and it's still not good, I think maybe I should give it to page 100 to see if it picks up. And I have so many opinions that I am so gonna talk about. Apologies for anybody who does like this book, but like it's bad. Oh my god. Okay, now that I talked about how horrible it is, let's move on to something good. TV shows! The first TV show I want to talk about, I've been watching it on Netflix, and I have been watching it basically one day at a time. Which is ironic, because the show is called One Day at a Time. I watch like one episode before I go to bed at night, and it's just so good. It's so feel good, except for the episodes that make you cry, which is like all of them. I've cried like 3 or 4 times, I think. Maybe 5 times. I'm on the 2nd season right now. It's amazing. It's about this Cuban American family living in LA, I think. It's just a bunch of shenanigans, but it's also like really, really good. It's really heartfelt. I'm not a huge fan of sitcoms. Like really, like a majority of shows that have a laugh track I hate or strongly dislike. I don't even notice the laugh track. Like literally, sometimes I'm like, wait, oh right, there's a laugh track in this. Like I literally will not even pay attention to it because I'm so focused on the characters. I'm so focused on the story. Like it doesn't feel like a sitcom. Like yeah, it has some of that sitcom elements, obviously, because it is a sitcom. Of course, it's gonna have the elements, but it's on a whole nother level. Seriously, it's so awesome. I love the characters. Like I think Elena is my favorite, but the grandma is the best. Seriously, she's just the best. Uh, but all the characters are amazing, and the mom is a bamf. Like seriously, like just go watch it. It's so good. The the other show that I was watching is a documentary. It's called Evil Genius. It is about one of the most craziest, and I mean the most crazy, insane bank heists to ever exist. Like, I don't think anything can top how insane this bank heist was. It's about the collar bomber. I was introduced to this because of BuzzFeed Unsolved. They had an episode about it, and then everyone in the comments was talking about Evil Genius, so I decided to check it out. I highly recommend it. It's a really good documentary. I also recommend looking at BuzzFeed Unsolved. Like, I think maybe watching their episode first, so you kind of have like a foundation for the case, and then watching the documentary so you can kind of get even further into this case and you already have that background knowledge of what's going on. I will say that there was no warning for this when I started the show, but this is about a case. This is about a bank heist where somebody is wearing a collar bomb, and like you see footage of what's going on, like with the guy sitting outside of the bank, and you do see it blow up. You see the guy's head explode. I was not expecting that. I really was not expecting that. Like goriness, you know, and like, you know, you see like at the end of the series, you see like the blood coming out of the collar and everything, and it was just like, I try to block that out, but some, you know, there's only so much you can block out. But like, it was definitely horrible to watch that and to see someone die. Like, I was like, why are you showing this to me, and why did you not warn me? Like, it's still a good documentary, but if you don't want to see someone die, and you don't want to, because in the end there's like they show 2 dead bodies basically in the show. So if you don't want to see 2 dead bodies, don't watch this. Just watch the BuzzFeed Unsolved one. But if you don't mind that, if you like documentaries and you want to know more about this insane bank heist, watch it. I do recommend it. I think it was a really awesome documentary, despite the goriness element. It's not all gory, but there are definitely those moments that disturbed me greatly. The next show I wanted to talk about was The 100. I've been watching this since day one. Okay, I've been watching it since after the first season came out, but before the second season. So I was on the bandwagon before everybody else, okay? Although I know a lot of people fell off the bandwagon because of season 3, but that's beside the point. I really love The 100, but there was something that happened at the end of season 4 that really bothered me. Like, it so greatly affected me that I could not sit down and start season 5 when it came out. Like, it still was affecting me after that scene happened, and I was just so afraid that season 5 was gonna make it worse. And like, I'm not gonna explain what it was. I will make a video about it eventually. But there was just that one scene that it affected me so greatly. Like, no one mentions it. No matter where I look. Like, only a few people are even talking about it. And I know I'm trying to talk about something serious and there's a lot of noise in the background for some reason while I'm trying to film. But anyways, at the end of season 4, when that thing happened, it brought me down, like, a lot. Like, and it made me so mad because I don't think they handled it the way I wanted it to be handled. Like, it was not handled the way it should have been handled. And the message of that scene was kind of irresponsible in my opinion, and I don't want to go into more detail about it because I'm trying to be vague and I don't want to spoil what happens. I did start season 5. It's overall amazing, although at the end, from a writer's perspective, I feel like they could have done it a little bit better, but I still think overall it was amazing. Like, it does feel next level. Like, it feels like season 1 through 4 was one thing, and season 5 was just completely different. Like, I really like the cinematography and the way lighting is used, and the acting was really good, and the characters were awesome, and it was very disturbing. Like, there's that one episode I was gagging so hard, my stomach was hurting. If you watch the show, you know exactly what part I was gagging at. Don't worry, if you haven't seen season 5 yet, you'll get there. Oh my god. That show is so effed up. I love it. Moving from the 100 to Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. This show is so good. It is a comedy musical about this woman who travels from the East Coast to the West Coast to follow her ex-boyfriend. Yes, that sounds horrible. I know it sounds like the worst show ever, and it is not. It is amazing. This is actually something that Christine recommended. She said go check it out, and I checked it out, and it was amazing. So she does have some good taste, just not with Hopeless. But Crazy Ex-Girlfriend really is a good show. Like, I don't know how to explain it. This is the 4th season? Yes, we are on the 4th season. And the music is amazing. The songs I listen to all of the time. I know most of them by heart, you know. I think Crazy Ex-Girlfriend is just a very special show. Because, you know, comparing season 1 to season 4, it's like a whole nother show. Like, it's interesting to see these characters grow. It's a good example of showing a character and all of the mistakes she makes, and showing and doing it in a way where you know the writers are not encouraging this behavior. They're not saying this behavior is good and, you know, you should act like this character. They're condemning her actions, but they're doing it in kind of a subtle way, and sometimes not, with, you know, other characters being like, hey, what you're doing is not okay. In the beginning, it almost feels like the writers are on the side of Rebecca, but you kind of realize that the writers are saying, hey, do not act like Rebecca because this is not healthy behavior. It's a show where it seems like this comedy, and it's really funny, but it also deals with a lot of issues, issues of mental health, issues with, you know, being a crazy ex-girlfriend, you know, and I don't know how else to explain it, you know, don't write this off as, oh, it's just a comedy about some crazy ex-girlfriend. It's so much deeper than that. Like, it's a very fun show, but it's also a very heartfelt show. I highly recommend it. And then after that, I would also like to talk about Adam Ruins Everything. I watched a lot of the clips from YouTube. I've watched some episodes on TV, but they just put it on Netflix, so I was kind of just binging through the whole, you know, show. I still haven't finished, like, season 1. Hearing the truth about, like, what corporations have done that is horrible. Like, that's fun to learn about for me. Like, I'm like Adam. I love that Adam ruins everything. Like, there's something about it that I just love. I don't know how other people feel, but I am never annoyed. Like, I love Adam. He's so funny. Time for movies. Sadly, I've only watched one movie this month, and it really disappoints me because I love movies. So I need to watch more movies. But anyways, the one movie that I actually did go to see was Venom. And before everyone starts going, oh my god, you watched Venom, it must have been a horrible experience, it's not that bad. Maybe because I had low expectations, I realized, like, it's not that bad. I don't know why people are, like, criticizing it so harshly. Like, I won't say it's, like, the greatest movie ever, but, like, it's decent. It was fun. There was good cinematography. It was kind of like a generic superhero story, but I don't know, it was fun. Like, it's a decent movie, and I don't think people should be criticizing it so harshly, because it's a fun superhero movie. Like, don't take it seriously. It's not a movie to take seriously. But that's it. That's really all I have to talk about today. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Happy reading and watching. Bye! So, the next book... Wait, hold on. Okay, so... This bat keeps falling off my bookshelf. Where am I gonna put you besides the bookshelf? It's about this It's about this Cuban-American family. Why am I out of breath? Anyways. Okay, hold on. I feel like I've been running. Okay. Alright. Time for movies. I don't know why I'm acting like this.